How do everyone, and welcome back to Royville in 4-Color. My name is Stefan, and this is where I just kind of go through my polls for the week and show you what I got. I give a little brief on what's going on in the issue, but not really a deep dive. This week I have 9 comics to share with you. Hope you enjoy. The first one I have is Ghost Rider Final Vengeance #1. And always a good Ghost Rider cover. Always good. That looks so amazing. This one is written by Benjamin Percy, and if you've seen any of my other videos with Ghost Rider and some of the other things he's written, you know I really like Benjamin Percy on a Ghost Rider book. And the art is by Danny Kim. So it appears that Johnny Blaze has given up or had the ghost taken away from him. Zarathos is not inhabiting Johnny Blaze anymore. And so this issue shows the writer going through basically the world and inhabiting almost everyone in it. And for a brief moment, we see what would happen if the writer was in just normal people going about their lives. It was really cool. I kind of like that aspect. Well, at the end of the issue, the individual that will be the host for the writer for the foreseeable future, I think, at least for this run, is revealed. And I don't know if I'm on board. I thought as much as they touted, oh, who's going to be the new Ghost Rider, once it actually finally was revealed, I was like, okay. I guess I was thinking it'd be somebody a little bit more newsworthy, but maybe it will start to roll for me and get better. I'm not exactly sure how they're going to do it with this character, but Benjamin Percy, love you on a Ghost Rider book, and I'm going to see where this goes. The next one I have is a DC book, Outsiders #5, Gala of Ghouls. I love this cover. I love all the kind of darker characters in the DCU. We got the demon Etrigan there. And so this sees Luke Fox and Kate Kane, Batwoman, and Drummer going to a bar that is run by Nocturna. And there's a lot of crazy things happening. Some of the individuals are doing things that a hero would definitely not be interested in seeing. And there's a brief cameo of the Upside Down Man. And if you've listened to any of my one-shots with the Justice League Dark, I really liked this cameo. However, does that mean he survives the run I'm reading? Just see where that goes. Anyway, I don't really know where this series is going. It seems like there's something big that they're kind of leading up to. Something is changing in the fabric of the universe, and there's a big shift happening. I don't know. A lot of the issues have been very self-contained, which is good when you're reading a book and you just want to jump on, but I don't really know where this is going. However, at the end of the issue, we had Kate Kane in Gotham with the Batwoman outfit on. So I'm really excited to see where that goes. It was neat to see a lot of the esoteric heroes and villains of the DC universe. However, didn't really grab me all that much. Hopefully, next issue will be better with Kate Kane back as Batwoman in Gotham. All right. So the next one, however, I really enjoyed. And this is Black Widow and Hawkeye #1. Which actually makes me kind of interested in the cover because, before we get too much into this, the last one was written by Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly, and the art was by Robert Corey. And I really like the art. It definitely fit the kind of the ghouls and the ghastlies in that issue. But once again, not really sure where it's going, so we'll have to see later. However, this one, Black Widow and Hawkeye #1, basically it's kind of a Tom Clancy thriller, or reminds me of Point of Impact's the book. The movie was Shooter with Mark Wahlberg. Really like that movie, really like the book. This is basically someone's assassinated. Everyone thinks Hawkeye has done it, and now there are assassins trying to kill him. Black Widow gets word of this and goes to help out. And it is so cool, so good. I really like the kind of the thriller, the spy thriller aspect of it. There's a lot of good action in it. And I'm a big fan of Hawkeye in general. My wife really likes Black Widow. In here, there's something new for me. She has a symbiote, so she's kind of like a Venom's Black Widow. Not really sure how that happened. I thought I wasn't going to like it, but they don't hit you over the head with it. And there's kind of a funny scene where Hawkeye is like, oh yeah, we need to talk about this whole Venom thing. But yeah, no, I really, really enjoyed this one. It's written by Stephanie Phillips, and the art is by Paolo Villanelli. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. And this is a great, fun action-adventure thriller read. If you liked Winter Soldier, you would probably like this book. I cannot wait for issue 2. This is a strong recommend from Royville. All right. The next one is Wolverine 45, and we see Logan and Creed there with some other Sabretooths from other dimensions. And this is Sabretooth War Part 5. Yeah, this one's written by Victor LaValle and Benjamin Percy, and then the art's by not Timms, by Jeff Shaw. And not a lot happens in this one. There's a bunch of characters that want to get to Krakoa. Sabretooth's on Krakoa, trying to find a MacGuffin, and everyone else is trying to get to Krakoa to find Sabretooth. Kind of a in-between issue. Dealt with the Exiles a lot, which if you've listened to my previous video with some of these issues, I don't really know any of those characters, so that kind of falls flat for me. I want a Wolverine book about Wolverine, and it seems to me too that the issues that Victor LaValle is kind of above Benjamin Percy, the Exiles are kind of more the main characters in the book. So Not really digging that issue. Hopefully, I think this run's going to be ending soon because the big events and what's going on with Krakoa is kind of ending in the larger X-Men world. So they're going to start everything with new number ones. I wish this was kind of going out with a bigger fanfare, a lot more punch with Logan doing Logan things, being the Wolverine that I know and love. Um, Sadly, this issue is not that. Just a filler issue, getting the pieces together. Hopefully, we start to really hit the ground running next issue. All right. The next one that I have is Superman Action Comics 1063. And this is the backward Metropolis. This is the ending of the Bizarro plot. And this is written by one of my favorites right now, Jason Aaron, and the art is by John Timms. And I really liked this one. It was Superman and the Joker, the Bizarro Joker, the most sanest man in the world, fighting Bizarro in Superman's head. And it is a drag out fight. It is so well done. I really liked this issue. I liked the ending. However, with the Joker, it was kind of sad. And I thought it was interesting. If you've once again seen any of my videos, I'm not really interested in the Joker being a anti-hero sometimes. However, the way it was done in this with the Bizarro aspect of the Joker, I really liked how it was done. A lot of good action, a lot of good Superman, and I really recommend this series. It's like 3 issues. Honestly, I kind of wish this would have been a bigger, almost a crossover event, because I think the way it was handled, it definitely lended itself to a bigger story in the DC universe. However, I really like the story, so I would recommend getting all 3 issues of this Bizarro event. Or maybe I don't recommend getting Bizarro event. It sucked bad. Worst comic ever. All right, so the next issue I have for you is a great series, Avengers Twilight, book 4, and oh my gosh, look at the God of Thunder. That is an amazing cover. So the old Avengers have assembled, and now they're on the hunt for the Red Skull, who is basically taken over the United States. And it is them getting ready to fight the final fight against the Red Skull and to take back freedom in America. The problem is, their biggest enemy right now is the American people. Love this storyline. I love what they're doing with all the characters. This is written by Chip Zdarsky, he does have some stumbles for me, but overall I really like his writing and his stories, and the art's by Daniel Acuna, and I'm loving the art style. It's a little kind of chalky looking, but I think it really works in this kind of dystopian America. And boy, does he really know how to draw a Thunder God. I'm digging that, and I'm just digging this run. And if you haven't got it, if you can't get it now because everybody is enjoying this, I definitely recommend either getting it in a trade or finding some other way to read it. Maybe, borrowing it from a friend. It's a very, very good book. That being said, Avengers Twilight Book 4 with my boy. Love that cover. All right. Speaking of that cover, let's get into the Immortal Thor, number 8. And this one as well is really, I'm really digging. I've never read anything by Al Ewing, who's the writer on this, and then the art is by Ibrahim Robertson. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that first name correctly. I've never read anything else by Ewing, but I'm really digging this. And he is just writing now, also, caveat, I've never read any of the other like Immortal line, because I guess it might have started with the Immortal Thor. There was maybe the Immortal Spider-Man. I know there was the Immortal X-Men. So I haven't read those, so I don't know if it's kind of a thing, but he is definitely writing this like it's a mythology. Like it's written as if you were reading some kind of mythological book, like the Norse tales or something like that. In this one, Thor figures out that the person that basically freed Tyrannos, the first Thunder, was his mother, Gaia. And he goes to her and he wants answers. And it is really well done. I love the art in this. It was bigger than life. And I just love getting into Thor's history, his place among the gods, because he is, in Marvel Comics, the god of thunder. He is not just another hero, he is a god. And I really like that they are getting into that aspect, even while he's trying to save the earth. So yeah, I really recommend this run. There's something going on with Roxxon Company, and they're trying to rebrand Thor as a bad, because they're bad guys. So he gets answers from his mom, and it leads him to corporate America. Really interesting. Want to see where this goes. Hopefully it'll go on for a while. I'm really digging it. Thanks, Al. All right, 2 more books here. The next one I have for you is Wesley Dodds' The Sandman, number 6. And as you can see here, it's the finale. Dodds goes to confront the person that is ultimately the villain of the story and the one that stole, or the mastermind of stealing Dodd's older formulas for the war effort, and to basically create genocide with the formulas that Dodds created when he was trying to make his sleep formulas. And it's a really good story. I think the whole story is just good pulp adventure if you're into that. I have noticed that some people are not as excited about the art. This is written by Robert Venditti, and the art's by Riley Rossmo. And I think the art's pretty good. It's not as clean, but I also liked Sandman Mystery Theater back in the day. And if you want to talk about not clean art, that is not clean art. But I really think that it digs into kind of the noir aspect of this tale and the 1930s and what was going on at the time. I really liked this story. It was a very concise, simple story, but it worked so well and the pacing was really good. I cannot recommend this enough. If you like the Sandman, if you like the JSA, the Justice Society of America, if you like noir stories, I think you would definitely enjoy Wesley Dodd's The Sandman. And I'm sad to see it go. I wish it was a series, a longer series, and not a mini series, but I enjoyed and loved what we got. All right. Speaking of the 1930s, the last issue I have for you is another number one. A lot of number ones this week, which is weird. But another number one, Helen of Windhorn. And this is, and I love this cover. I don't know if you can see, there's obviously Helen there with a mansion, and then in the corner here, kind of a face of an older man, and cannot know if you can see, there's like a sword here, like the hilt and the handle of the sword. I was fascinated when I saw the blurb for this when I was going to figure out what I was going to do for a poll. And this is written by Tom King, and I am a really big fan of Tom King. He did a great Mr. Miracle run that I really enjoyed, and honestly, there hasn't been anything written by Tom King, that I didn't like. However, the guy's wordy, so if you want to read something by Tom King, make sure you're ready to read a book. However, you should do yourself the favor. And the art, and once again, I will probably butcher this name, and I'm really sorry, is Bilquis. Bilquis, Bilquis Evely. And I really enjoyed this. Basically, it's kind of set, okay, so there's two settings. There's one where it's set in the 1980s, and someone is interviewing an older woman, an elderly woman, about her time with Helen. And that was in the 1930s. So, really old woman. But this lady is the governess of Helen, and at this time in the 1930s, Helen was 16 years of age. She was gone to get her and bring her to a mansion to live with her grandfather, because her father, a free-spirited writer, had passed away. Being a free spirit, there was a little bit of problems with Helen in the mansion and the governess trying to rein her in. However, at the end of it, we see that not everything is normal at the mansion. And there is a big, fantastical fantasy secret. And I am so excited for where this goes. I don't want to ruin it for you, but let me just say, if you are into a series called Fables, if you've ever seen a TV show called Once Upon a Time, or like fairy tales in general, I think this book is for you. And I think you can still get it pretty easily. Definitely, I am in love with this book so far, and I cannot wait to see where it goes. That is Helen of Windhorn, and it is published by Dark Horse Comics. Well, I'll just leave this here for a minute. That's all my polls for the week. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Are you into stuff like this? Was there another book that you thought you could really get into? Are you a thriller fan for Hawkeye and the Black Widow? Are you a Fables Fairy Tale Land fan for Helen of Windhorn? Do you just like superhero action with Superman? Let me know. Let me know if I'm wrong about the Ghost Rider or the Wolverine issue. Were they amazing and I'm just not getting it? Let me know. Also, if you would be so kind, please like this video. Please share this video. Please subscribe. Please hit the notifications. There are so many things that I want you to do. And last but not least, please leave a comment. Maybe answer one of my questions I just asked. Well, that being said, I want you to always remember what your mom used to say. If you gotta be a dick, be a Grayson. Thanks, everybody. Keep reading.